one of this debugging series in JavaScript. I was showing you how to use this debugger to set breakpoints. Right now I know if I continue on from here with this breakpoint still set that it's going to mess with my testing, so I'm going to get rid of that and might as well tell this thing to finish. Alright, and we're good, and I'll close that for now, and I'm going to come back to my code. Okay, so as I look at this set of employee names right here, and I'm thinking that I would like to account for all of the weird things that happen when employees type in names, and I would like to be able to correct them with a series of functions that would deal with that. And let's imagine that, I'll just put a little note here. I'll say, I want all names to be title case. So what I would like to see then is that the first character is capitalized and everything else is lowercase. Now, is there a function in JavaScript, the basic language, that does that? Not that I'm aware. So while we can do some things like lowercase or uppercase, that is built in. We don't have anything that's just title case. So that's going to be a problem. All right, let's first go back to this clean string function. And something I could do here is I could, in preparation for making things title case, I could make everything lowercase. S employee name dot to lower case. For some reason it didn't do the IntelliSense there, which would have been nice, admittedly, but anyway, at least I know how that works. So I'll leave that. Okay, all right, I'm happy. All right, so let's go ahead and run that. And when I run that, it comes out like that. So I lost my space and it's lowercase. All right, so this is good. I'm happy, moving in the right direction. Let us then consider the final problem. Well, the final problem is I need to create an uppercase value for the first letter of everything. So since there's not something that already exists for doing that, how about I create a separate function on my own to do it? And that sounds somewhat unsavory, doesn't it? But that's what we'll have to do. So I'll say capitalize first letter, and I'll say S name. So I'm going to pass in some name, and I want to capitalize the first letter. I'm not saying this is the only way to do it. I'm just saying this is a way to do it, and we can demonstrate some debugging issues here as well. All right, so I'm going to say, first off, I want to grab the first letter off of the front of this. So I'll say let character first letter equals, and then we'll say sname dot char at 0. So if we think about our string as an array, the item that's in the very first position can be returned. All right, but is that capitalized yet? Nope. All right, let's go ahead and fix that. C first letter equals C first letter dot to uppercase. Yay! And then we'll do let S, I'll call it rest of name equals, and to be honest, there's a few different ways that I could do this. I could do a slice or a substring. Both of those are functions that would allow me to pull off the rest of the string and leave it in lowercase. Maybe I'll just quickly demonstrate both of them. So I'll do sname dot substring1. So what this particular one does is it says give me everything starting at the first character in this string and then give me everything else. Another way that I could do this, which looks a little uglier, is I could say I could do slice which is pull off a slice of the string and start at 1 and go up to sname.length. And I believe I could have done the same second argument as well with that substring command. So either one would have worked. And then I want to return something that is the new name. So I'll say let s new name equal c first letter plus s rest of name. And then I want to return that s new name. All right, and now I want to actually use this. So let's go ahead and try that. So I'll come over here in this clean string function, and I'm going to call this other thing. And so I'll say this employee name equals, and we'll say capitalize first letter, S employee name, pass it in. All right, so let us see if this works or not. So we're going to reload, and that came out correctly. All right, sweet. Let's throw in something else here. Let's pass in one of the array elements. How about this one right here that says Pamela in all uppercase? So I'll pass, well, I'll just clobber that variable name there since I don't want to keep on typing it. But I'll pass this in, and that would have fixed the all capitals in Pamela. Okay, so things are working nicely. Let's now go to the debugger and watch how this works step by step. So I'm going to come back here, inspect, sources, go to this page, click, and let us reload and step through one line at a time. So we're going to go step, 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 step. Okay, so right now we're about to pass in this array and the thing in position 1, which is Pamela. Let's go. All right, so the first thing that happens once we hit this clean string function is we're going to do the trim. And now if we check it, well, I don't think there was any spaces in there to begin with, so it didn't need to do anything. Now we're about to turn that into lowercase. So that did in fact work. And then we're about to now call another function that we've written. And so if we click step, it should jump us into here. And it does, in fact. So let's see what's happening here. We have passed in Pamela in all lowercase because we set it to lowercase up there. We're going to grab the thing at the first character. And that first character is P. Now we're going to say let's set that first character to uppercase. So after that step, lowercase p becomes uppercase p. We're able to see that s rest of name did correctly grab the last part of the name except for the first character. And so now we're about to put this together with that and create a new variable name. And once we've done that, we can return it to this function, which is going to return it back out to the top again. And now we're about to print that out to the screen. So if we were to do this over and over again, maybe we might be getting tired of going into all of the functions. So, oops, let me just kind of do this completely over from scratch. Step, 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 step. So we get to here when we might decide, like before, like, wow, I really don't want to see all of the function calls. So let's just go on to the next line. So we jump over that next function call, go to the next line, and we can see that SManager has already been cleaned up. Okay, I don't need to go back and, for example, create a for loop that would loop over each one of these, but I think if I were to do that, you could see how I could continue to pass each variable to a function and clean up every single variable. So this gave us an example of not only how to use the debugger, but also how to clean up some input which would be problematic for us as part of our company.